Hello everyone, welcome to another video about reading comprehension section of TOEFL ITP questions. Again, my name is Tan Xiaoming. In this video, we'll be discussing another common type of question in reading comprehension, and we call it as directly answered questions. So directly answered questions refer to the questions in which the answers are explicitly stated or indicated in the passage. It means to find the answer to this type of question, we don't have to make some inferences or draw conclusion on the statements that are stated in the passage. And there are some forms of questions that are categorized into directly answered questions. Sometimes we will find the question like according to the passage, or other times we will find the word stated, indicates, mentions, or another question will sound like which of the following is not stated, not indicated, and not discussed. And the next one, all of the following are true except. So again, here are the forms of questions that are categorized into directly answered questions. And now let's look at where to find the answer. So it says here that the location of the answers to this type of questions is in order in the passage. So let's suppose that this is a text and it consists of some sentences. So what it means by in order in the passage is if we already know that the answer for number 2, for example, is in this sentence, so the answer for the next question will be below this sentence. So the answer for number 3 will be here. And the same thing for the next number. And for your information, this type of questions are the most frequently asked questions in the reading comprehension. And now let's look at the steps in answering this type of question. The first, we can choose a keyword or related ideas in the question. The next one, we can scan the keyword or related idea that we have determined before in the passage. When we find the keyword or the idea in the sentence, we have to read and study it carefully. And the last one, we can eliminate the wrong options and choose the best answer from the choices. Now let's look at a sample question. So here we've got passage A and it consists of 2 paragraphs. So as usual, what we need to do first is to identify the question. So what kind of question is being asked? So if we look at number 1, it says according to the legend, who made the first American quilt? So the characteristic here is according to legend. So if we find the word according to, it means that the answer is actually explicitly stated in the passage. And the next step that we do is to identify the keyword in this question. So the keyword or the idea in this question is who. So it means we'll be focusing on person, and it's asking who made the first American quilt. And also first American quilt will be the key idea in this question. So we can take the idea of who and then the first American quilt to the passage. And we can read it very quickly in the first paragraph. A quilt is bed cover, so a quilt this is the definition. So it might not be related to the question. And we can move on to the second sentence. Each square consists of, so this is also about the materials of a quilt. So this is also not related to the question here. And we move on to sentence 3. Often the squares are decorated. Also, this is not talking about persons. And we move on to sentence 4. According to legend, okay, this sounds the same to the questions here because it says here according to the legend and here also according to the legend. So we might be focusing on this sentence. The earliest piece quilt, so we've got also the word the earliest piece quilt. So it's the same as first quilt. Okay, so we might find the answer around here. So again, the earliest place quilt was stitched in 1704 by Sarah Sedgwick Everett. Okay, so actually we have found the answer here. We just need to match these statements to the options. And the answer is A, Sarah. So that's how we determine the answer. Let's look at another question. Which of the following is not mentioned in the passage as one of the benefits of quilt for pioneers? So the idea in this question is talking about the benefits. So we'll be focusing on the benefits of quill in the sentence. And again, that the answer for number 1 is located here. Remember, because the answer for this type of question is usually in order, so we will be looking at the next sentence of the paragraph. It means that we don't have to go back to the previous sentences around here. So we'll be just focusing on the next sentences. And we take the idea of benefits to the paragraph. By 1774, George Washington was buying his quill to take back. So there is no idea of functionality here. As the frontier moved westward, quilting went along. So there are no ideas about benefits as well here. In addition to sleeping under them, so this idea is talking about the functionality or the benefits of the quill. So people can sleep under the quill, and homesteaders kept out drafts by hanging quills over a door and windows. So this is also another function of quill, that is to keep out drafts. So draft is like wind, yeah. So to keep out winds by hanging quills over the doors and windows. And if the money ran out, yeah, quills were used to pay debts. So this is also another function. We just need to match these statements to the options available. And the question is not mentioned. If we look at option A, they could be used to pay debts. It is explicitly stated here that it is used to pay debts. So this is not the answer that we are looking for. They could be used to help insulate house. So this is also mentioned in the text. It says here that it can keep out drafts. Yeah, so it can keep out wind. It means that it can insulate houses. So see, they could provide psychological comfort. So there are no statements here. We can read the next sentence. For isolated pioneer women, quills were a source of comfort. So this is also stated in the passage. So the last option would probably the most correct answer to this question. And it says they could be worn as warm clothing. So there are no statements in the passage that talk about, so the answer for this question is D. So that's how we determine the answer for directly answered questions. I hope this video helped. I'll see you in another video.